Hello, plant life people. How are you? Welcome to another cooking demo live every Wednesday. And I think I've been doing this over a year now, so we got it pretty down so far. I have technical issues sometimes, but we always figure them out. I hope everyone is well today. So if you're new here, my channel is Plant Life Canada. I'm Christine, and my live weekly cooking demos are to show everyone how easy it is to eat plant-based vegan food, super cheap, super easy, and most importantly, super delicious. Everybody kind of knows cooking your own food at home is the best way to go, is the most healthy way. And obviously I'm vegan, so I'm going to do that vegan. But this week, I am super excited, and I say that every week. I think I was joking. I've been joking about that forever, but I am always excited about food. But this time I have a really cool recipe to show you, and actually you're going to have 4 different recipes in one video, so you're getting value for your dollar that you're not spending. I don't know what I'm saying, but what we're making today is 4 different versions of vegan bacon, or smoky strips people call them, and it's an awesome substitute, and it's got all the smoky flavor you're looking for. But I'm going to make it 4 different ways, which means you can use this marinade a million different ways. You can save it in the fridge. We often do that. And then I'm going to show you 4 different ways to make it, because sometimes you want to put it on a sandwich. Sometimes you want it beside your scrambled tofu. So we're going to show you 4 different ways to do this. And it's so delicious. I only had a few bites of the test batch I did, so I'm really excited to try all different kinds. So we are going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to do is make our sauce. And again, this is a really easy sauce. You probably have most of these ingredients at home already, and you can save this sauce in a container in the fridge. And we often do that where we'll make a bunch of the recipe, we'll leave it in the marinade in the fridge, and then we just cook it up when we need it. But everyone loves that smoky, sort of sometimes fatty kind of taste. It's really good in a lot of recipes. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. But I'm going to show you the ingredients that we need. So very simple ingredients. You need some maple syrup. So we're here in Canada. It is abundant. We don't get an allotment of maple syrup. We have to buy it, but it's very easy to find. Olive oil. And you're going to need soy sauce, or if you have tamari, you can use soy sauce. It's always really good. And my computer's going crazy. I'm just going to shut it off. Hello, everyone in the chat. And oh, hello, Peter. I know Peter from Instagram. Everyone should follow his channel, Peter the Chicago Vegan. He has good recipes. So back to our sauce. We've got maple syrup, olive oil, soy sauce. We're going to need some smoked paprika or regular paprika. And you're going to need liquid smoke. So this you can find usually in grocery stores. In the barbecue sauce aisle is where I usually find it. And it's a common ingredient. It's just a liquid smoke flavor. You're going to need black pepper, and of course, my favorite jar of nooch, which I almost ran out of, and my awesome partner went to fill up our jar of nooch at the bulk barn, so we're going to use that. And then once we make that, we're going to make some vegan bacon out of some pretty crazy stuff. So the most sort of common thing that you're going to recognize is tofu. So my giant block of tofu. But some of the ones that I'm going to use are also a little bit uncommon, and we're going to show you how to do them, and it's going to be pretty neat. We're going to do a rice paper version, which is, I think, my favorite, but I'll do a taste test at the end. We're also going to do carrot bacon, which I have not tried before, but if anyone knows a lot of vegan social media people, if you know Tabitha Brown, she made carrot bacon famous last year, so we're going to try that. And then we're also going to use coconut chips. So these are toasted, really thick cut coconut chips, and we're going to use those for more like a bacon dip. And I'm going to tell you how to cook them, and we're going to do an awesome taste test at the end. So let's go ahead and make the sauce, which is super easy. And I'm going to flip you all down, and you can check it out. So maybe I'll push this guy away because he's just a boring pan of water. So we have our bowl, and we're going to do, this is a super duper kitchen hack. Do your dry ingredients first if you only have one measuring spoon. So we're going to do, it is 3 tablespoons of nooch. 1, 2, 3. So 3 tablespoons of nooch, and now we can do our we'll do a little bit of the paprika. You know what? I never really, you guys know me, I never measure stuff, so I'm just gonna do, that's probably half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. If you have regular paprika, you can put more in for some color, but this is smoked, so we don't wanna get too crazy with the smoke flavor. And then now we're gonna do our liquids. So we have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So 2 of that. And this is gonna look, when I get this all in here with the nutritional yeast, it's gonna look like it's not gonna mix together, but it definitely will. So we've got that, and we need 3 tablespoons of the soy sauce or tamari, whatever you prefer. So a few of those, 1, 2, 3. And this is my new favorite brand of soy sauce, Kung Fu. A friend of mine recommended it to me, and I actually found it at Walmart, so it's pretty good. So that is our liquids, and we're going to use just half a tablespoon of the maple syrup, because you want a little bit of sweetness, but we don't want you don't want the marinade to burn, and you don't want it to be overly sweet. So just half a tablespoon of that, and then we're going to put in our liquid smoke. So the original recipe was half a teaspoon that I usually use. Again, I don't measure, so just shake a bunch in there. You don't want to overpower it. This is very strong, so you only want to do a couple of shakes until you get used to what you like for that smoke flavor. And then we're going to do some black pepper, which I like a lot. And this just looks like a big old puddle of goo. So you need your baby whisk, my favorite kitchen implement. And as you whisk it, you're going to see it all come together. It won't look so gloopy. So you basically want to whisk this until the flakes of the nutritional yeast kind of dissolve. But as long as it's mixed, it's really not that important. All right. So the first one I'm going to do, which I'm going to get a bowl to prepare it afterwards. So the first one we're going to do is the carrot bacon, and this one we do in the air fryer. The other ones you can kind of do in the oven. So that's why I want to show you the carrot bacon first. So what you do is you peel the skin off the carrots, or if you have organic carrots, you can leave the skin on, but I always peel them. And then what you want to do is get a really good vegetable peeler, and you want to really hold this with your nail or a fork, and you want to just peel strips off of it, so it becomes a really cool strip. And we're going to make some smoky strips out of this. If you can find like a nice big wide carrot, that's better, but carrots around here lately have been like really weird and skinny. But sometimes it's good to have a thin strip too, because this type of bacon, the way it cooks up, as you'll see, is it kind of curls up a little bit, and it's better to put on top of stuff like salad or on the side of your scrambled tofu. So it's okay if it's thin, but it's nice to get a nice big strip. Where are we? There's my camera. Awesome. So that's the carrot method. And so you end up having nice, really thin strips like this. If you have a thicker peeler, that's fine too. They'll cook either way. So what we're going to do is just put them in the marinade. And you want to let the marinade drip off a little bit. That seems to be best with all these recipes. You don't want it globbing on, because like I said, there's sugar in there. You don't want it to burn. So let's get those all in there. And then what you're going to do is put these in your air fryer on 380 or 400 degrees. Mine is a little bit low, so I would probably put mine on 400. And you're going to do it for 5 minutes in the air fryer. And what you're going to see is they're going to start curling up. So you need to separate them at 5 minutes and see how crispy it is. And if you like it, I like my strips like super crispy. So then I put them in like 2-minute chunks after the 5 minutes, and you can just judge how crispy you want it. They might get quite dark because of the ingredients in the marinade, but there is your smoky strips. And you know what's really great about vegan cooking is you can taste that stuff raw. Yum. It does make your hands messy, but so I'll just rinse them off real quick. I'm trying to get all these different kinds. So that is the version that you want to do in your air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you can put it in the oven with the method that I'm going to show you for the next ones. But they kind of all have different baking times. So I'm sure that nobody is going to make all 4 kinds at the same time like I am for this demo. But for the carrot bacon, the best part is in the air fryer, 380 for 5 minutes, and then test the crispiness and keep going, you know, at 2-minute intervals from then on. So the next 3 kinds that I'm going to show you, you can actually do in the oven or the frying pan, whichever you prefer. But the oven works really well for me, and then you can kind of just put it in there and put the timer on. You don't have to watch it in the fry pan. But we're going to check that out right now. So the next one is the tofu. So this one I like better for sandwiches. So I also don't have a knife. I need to come better prepared. So this is a block of firm tofu, which I just drained out. I never press my tofu because I like tofu. I like the texture. But if you want to press your tofu, you're going to get an even firmer texture, and it's going to soak up all that marinade. So that's to your preference. So I'm just going to cut that in half. This brand is pretty good, so I like that. And I'm just going to do little strips like this. And you want to, if you want it really crispy and you're going to pan fry it, cut it thin. But again, we use this as kind of a meat substitute in sandwiches. So I'm going to cut it fairly thin, like quarter of an inch here, like that. So that's how we're going to prepare this stuff. 1/4 inch like that. So you want to put that in the marinade. And this is the stuff that my partner and I just put in a container in the fridge, and we leave it raw in the marinade. And then we just, you know, pan fry it or cook it up when we need it. So that's pretty convenient as well to do that. I think you could probably do that with a lot of the ingredient options here. And then so this is the trick for these next couple of things. What you want to set up is how you cook it on your pan, because if you lay this flat on your cookie sheet, it's not going to cook up as crispy. So my trick for that is to get a cookie sheet, and I've just taken the tray out of my toaster oven so that it gives a little bit of air space underneath, and so the air can circulate. But you know, you could put this, our toaster oven is also an air fryer. You could try it in that. Don't set it on fire because I've done that before, but you want some air underneath these next couple of options for the bacon. So we're going to go ahead and let these kind of shake off here, and we're going to throw these on here. So you can do that, or you can pan fry this. When you pan fry it, you get the crispiness. When you bake it, it's a little bit more kind of like a deli slice for a sandwich. So you decide what you like. So actually, we're going to lay them all in a row down here. So that is our first oven option, is our tofu. And you want to, again, you want to do extra firm tofu, or it's just going to fall apart. Alrighty. So the next one that's really easy, and this one is more for a sort of bacon bit style smoky strip, and good for salads and stuff like that. And you will bake these as well, and then you can put them in a container and keep them for steady use. So we're just going to do a little handful. These ones get a little bit messier, which is the joy of cooking, in my opinion. And these ones, though, you can actually, unless you want to sit there and put them on your tray, you can actually just shake these off and put them right on. And then you just want to watch them so that you can flip them if you need to. So shake it off again. You could use slotted spoon or one of those sort of basket type spatulas. Oh, we got a carrot in there. We're going to bake that off too. So then you can put those straight on the tray like this. You don't have to put them on here. So the next one is probably the messiest one. So let me wash my hands to get prepped. And that is the rice paper bacon. So I did a demo on this over a year ago. And when I calculated out sort of the calorie value, because I was watching my calories at the time, it was only like 20 calories per slice of bacon, which if you're trying to transition to veganism and you miss that, that's definitely a good stat to have only 24 calories per slice. So you're going to need 2 pieces of these rice paper. You need 2. And what you want to do is put them together, and we're just going to dip them in the water super quick, just so they'll stick together. So you only need to dip it in. You're not going to get it nice and wrinkly like as if you were making an actual fresh roll. So you just dip it in and they'll stick together. There might be a little bit of air holes, so you can just shake it out and get all the air holes out. So now we've got 2 stuck together, but they're not gummy. They're just slightly moist. And we're going to cut them into strips. So you can just start off with whatever thickness you want. And you might have to work, you can't walk away from this. I don't think once you start cutting them, you don't want them to stick together or anything. So I like these nice wide strips. This version is amazing for sandwiches or, like I said, beside your smoked tofu. So we have, 4 or 5 slices there. You can make them whatever width you want. So there you go. And then we're going to just pull that through the marinade. Again, you want to let a little bit drip off. You don't want to like strip it, but just let the drips come off. And then you're going to put those on your tray. So these ones to me were no good unless you have this tray method. But if you bake them right on the pan, then just make sure you're watching so they don't like stick and burn. And you don't need to cook any of these very long at all. So the carrot was like 5 to 7 minutes. And the same with these. These are maximum sort of 7 to 9 minutes. So I'm going to put that on there. And we'll do one more. See, they're already getting stuck together. You got to work a little bit quickly. And I think we're out of room for our 5th one, but we'll just put that down there. So then there we have our tray. So all of these you can cook at 400 degrees in the oven. The bacon bits, you only want to cook for like 5 minutes or less because they are sitting on the tray and the sugar from the maple syrup. You want to watch those. They get dark real fast. And then these ones are 400 degrees. The strips you're going to do for about 7 minutes and then decide how crispy you want. And the same thing for the tofu. Go 7 minutes and then decide how crispy you want. But you almost don't even need to flip them because the air is going to go underneath this tray. So you don't really need to flip them. But again, 7 minutes for these guys and then adjust. And these only need less than, about 5 minutes for these guys if you're doing 400. So that is the cooking method for these. We won't do the whole cooking live on air, but I'll put that out of the way. I always say this, and I don't know why it's so funny, but TV Magic, we have a cooked set of all of these. And, ooh, it's so exciting. Ta-da! Look at that. Let's see. Hope that's in focus. There we go. So we have our carrot bacon here that was done in the air fryer. Nice and crispy. So you can see some of them get nice and dark. Some of them stay that orange color. Then we have our smoky strips from the rice paper. And we have our bacon bits. So you can see those got pretty dark. They don't taste burnt, but they did get dark. And then we have pan-fried tofu, which is nice and crispy for a sandwich. And then we have our baked tofu, which is a lot lighter and just a bit different texture. So, a lot of vegans always say like we didn't go vegan because we didn't like the taste. We went vegan because we didn't want to eat animals anymore. So this plate looks amazing to me because I know how this is going to taste, that smoky flavor. And, you know, the big joke with a lot of meat eaters is like, oh, bacon is their response to everything. And I'm a vegan and I'm going to eat a whole plate of just bacon right in front of y'all. So let's do the taste test. I don't know why I'm wiping my hands off because they're going to get dirty anyway. I'm going to try the carrot bacon first because I actually have never tried that. This is the first time I've made it, and I wanted to test it out for this version so I could use my own marinade. So again, if you want to check out Tabitha Brown on any social media, she is hilarious and amazing and so nice and shows people what veganism is all about, which I love. So let's try this first. So I'm going to actually go, this piece looks nice and crispy. That is so good because you get a little bit of the sweetness of the carrot, and I love the taste of sort of cooked carrots, not boiled carrots, but you know, like roasted carrots. This actually would be a really awesome sort of like potato chip substitute. I'm gonna eat it all. Okay, that's the carrot one. It's really amazing. It's actually kind of soft. So even though it's kind of crispy, it's soft underneath. So if you like that texture, the carrot bacon is definitely good. And this piece looks like it didn't get cooked very well. But actually that soft piece, you could kind of mush down on a sandwich too. Okay, let's try the coconut because I used to make these and keep them in a jar and I haven't made them in a very long time. But they are really good because they're sort of like nice, thick bits for a salad to make, you know, if you're making a meal-sized salad, this would be great. The texture on that is so good, like so crunchy if you need crunchy bits on your salad. And then there's a lot of a fat texture from the coconut, and you get a little bit of the toasted coconut flavor, which is nice on a salad too. Definitely like that one. Very nutty, like that's very good. All right. Which one next? How about the tofu? So let's do the baked tofu because I've had this pan-fried tofu recently, but I want to check the texture of this. So again, this one was baked. I probably could have baked it off longer if you want it crispier, but I did only about 9 minutes on this guy. But it's a nice texture for sort of a sandwich filler. The texture is great on that with the firm tofu. And then actually the marinade, when it's not crisped up, has a completely different flavor. Just more like you get more of the sweetness when it's not crisped up like that. I like that one. I don't know what my favorite's gonna be. I can't believe I'm just sitting here eating vegan bacon in front of everybody. So now I'm gonna do the strips. And I think I'm gonna choose this side one. And it was really cool. So they go nice and wavy, you know, like you're used to seeing if you've recently been eating meat. That is the exact shape that you're looking for. And when they were cooking, you could see them like rippling in the heat of the oven. So good. So very, you know, authentic if that's what you're looking for. All right, let's give it a go. That is amazing crunch. I like really crunchy stuff. That's my favorite thing when I'm eating if I want a snack or like fresh fruit. I like the crunch. That is really doing it. Amazing. So again, this is just a different texture. I'm kind of getting full of this giant plate. So I'm not going to try this one, but you can see the difference that this is a very stiff texture. So that would also be good for a type of sandwich or on the side of like a full breakfast plate when you have your scrambled tofu and your beans and your toast and maybe a grilled tomato and a couple of these. Or if you're doing sort of a breakfast sandwich, that would be awesome. So that's it. That's the taste test. So this is something, again, super easy marinade that you can keep for a long time in the fridge and then use it for whatever you want. You could make up a whole bunch of the crisp ones, super easy with a bunch of rice paper, All the ingredients were super cheap, and stuff that you probably already have in your fridge, and super delicious. I could sit here and eat the whole plate. I probably will when we get offline, but I think I'm going to be making BLT sandwiches for dinner. So I've got my Hellmann's vegan mayo and all the ingredients ready to go. But that's it. I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's so cool to see everybody logging in every week. And like I said, I've been doing this for over a year and it's so much fun. And then I get to eat the stuff that I make for dinner. So it's super convenient for me. But if you have not yet already, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button. If you like the video and you want to share the recipes with someone else, share it with them. And if you have time, definitely stick around and watch some other video, because that'll show those YouTube algorithms that you think my channel is great and that you stayed on YouTube and watched another video. It'd be great if you watched one of mine, but you can watch any other video. It'll help me out. And that's it. Thanks for joining me. It's Christine from the Plant Life Canada. Have a good week. Bye.